Welcome to Ready Set RC, and today we are doing the final review of the comparisons between the Arrma Felony, FSR Model GT, and the ZD Racing EX07. And all three cars have been a joy to take out and run. I have separate videos on all three cars on the channel. So if you want to know more about the Felony, there are separate videos specifically on the overview of the Felony and run videos of the Felony. If you want to know more about the Model GT, I have an overview video of this, a separate run video by itself, and then the rest with all three cars. And then the final with the ZD Racing EX07, I have a separate overview video of that and run videos of the EX07. But as of today, these are some of the more popular 7th scale on-road car. There's probably one more that I would add to this list, and I won't mention that car right now. I do own it, I just have never put it on the channel. So look for that car to come in future videos, and maybe I'll redo this shootout with all 4 cars. But for right now, we're just gonna focus on the 3 and give you guys my thoughts on how these 3 cars performed and where I think they all rank up. So first, let me touch on the Arrma Felony. As for the Arrma Felony, I've had this for quite some time. Right now, what I did for this series, I have the car running in the stock form. So nothing has been changed on the Arrma Felony. I ran this on 6S packs. C rating was fairly close to the other 2 cars. Speed-wise, out of the box, you're getting about the same speed as the other 2. So it's about 60, 61 miles per hour is what you're getting on the Arrma Felony. For how it performs out of the box, I think for speed runs, you can't go wrong with this platform. And this also goes for the infraction and also the limitless. You can't go wrong with this platform. I thought this car is dialed in for speed runs. The suspension is super firm. It's stable. I mean, this car is just perfect for speed runs. It's nice and low slung. Everything there that you would want for a speed run car. Going on next to the Model GT, this is the car that I would probably say I have the least amount of packs in at this point. So at this point, I've put in about 3 packs in on this car, whereas the rest of these I've put in at least 10 packs at a minimum for these other 2 cars. So this one I've put in about 3 packs on it. I've driven this solely on 6S. I drove this with the stock install pinion, which is a 12-tooth pinion. They do provide you with a 14-tooth pinion, but I completely skipped that. Installed a 16-tooth pinion on this just to see how it would perform with the other 2 cars. 16-tooth pinion, stock servos, stock electronics going on in this car. Also able to get 60 to 61 miles per hour on this. Very good speeds. I swapped out the tires for the second run to the Gold Hoons. What I noticed on the first run with this car was that with the stock tires, they are a little soft, but they perform well for hooning around. They perform well for just a touring setup. But if once you want to put speed onto it, I just felt a little bit unsure with the stock tires. Swapped it over to the Gold Hoons, and it was perfect, guys. I will say in that first video where you see the cars doing that little bit of a rear fishtail out during the braking, that was caused actually from the gyro, not the tires. What was happening is that the gyro was trying to auto-correct as the car was braking out, and I thought that was cool. I loved that. But that was caused from the gyro. For the speed runs, I actually turned the gyro down a little bit, and completely different performance when it came to speed rips. Now, my limitations with this is going to be the same kind of with the Felony and the first limitless and infraction. You're going to have to spin that motor mount around if you're going to try to get some large cans in this to run 8S on it. For me, 6S is all I need. I thought it was perfect on 6S, 60, 61 miles per hour. Parking lot bashing is perfect. But I thought this, to me, was a very good touring car. This was the touring car out of all three of these cars. And lastly, going to the EX07, as I stated before, I've ran at least 10 packs on this, at a minimum 10 packs. That is my hooning machine. The tires that are in here. Now that's probably the one car that's the least from stock out of the bunch. I'm running a high-powered servo. It is a lot quicker than what you get stock. So that does improve how this car performs. And I'm able to hoon this, point this wherever I want it to go, get that back to break out and slide all over the place. It is just the ultimate hooning machine. Speed-wise, this thing is just as fast as the other two when it comes to the gearing in there. So this is also running the stock gearing, and speed-wise also getting 60, 61 miles per hour. So the speed, you're getting about the same on all of them. This one's a little different because I know that the stock electronics was a little controversial in the beginning, and I'm still running the stock electronics, and it's performing well on this car. No issues whatsoever, no cutouts, no smoke ups, nothing at all with the stock electronics. So it's performing well. The one thing I did recommend on my overview video is if you're looking to buy this now, probably want to get the one that's a roller. Put your own electronics in there, especially when the servo was a little underwhelming and at first with all the issues that people were saying in regards to the ESCM motor. But the EX07, ultimate hooning machine. I think the Model GT comes in pretty close when it comes to hooning when you have the stock tires on. Once I put the gold hoons on there, there was a lot more grip, less hooning. I think if I went to the silver or even the white hoons on this car, I probably would have seen that a little bit more. But with the gold hoons, traction, I'm not going to see the type of hooning that I get on the EX07. So now what do I think for each car? I think if you're going for that speed run vehicle that you're trying to hit 100 plus, put in the biggest motor, put it on 12S, whatever you want to do, you're going to want the Arrma Felony. That's the one you're going to want if you want to start doing things like that. You're looking for parking lot bashing, maybe neighborhood races, running around with your pals, touring type setups, setting up the cones, hitting the cones really hard. You're going to want the Model GT. This to me was, and I like touring cars because that's my thing. My thing is touring. I'm not a speed guy. I'm more of a touring car setup. And this out of the box was the best 1/7 scale touring car I have driven. This thing was amazing. The way it handled, the way it turns on a dime, it just feels really good. And yes, if I put the harder springs in this, I may get a feeling more like this car. And if I put the softer springs, I may get more of the hooning that I'm getting on with this. But with the stock springs that are installed, you get an extremely good touring car. This thing is amazing. And I like to see, like, I like to see putting on the hard and the soft springs, what that's going to feel like and how they move closer to these other two cars. But the car that's in the middle and a little bit of both is going to be this. It's going to be the Model GT, the Death Watcher, or the Super Forza, depending on where you are in the world and if you're buying it from FSR, FTX, or from really Conrad, wherever you're buying it from, it's going to be this one. This one is your ultimate touring car. If you're looking to just bash it around, hit the hoons, you're looking for fun, you want to break it out, you want to do 360s, 180s, power out of a slide, and it just be just as quick as everything else, you're going to want the EX07. I mean, this car, you want to sit there and model Ken Block, that's the one for you. You want to do donuts, you want to do power slides, the EX07 is going to be it. It's just the ultimate hooning car. I mean, it looks the part, and it by far can deliver. The cool thing about it too, you got the lights, you got the e-brake, which I'm not too much of a fan of the e-brake on this. I don't like where it is on the controller. I'm not a fan of it, but You gotta love the EX07 for that. And the price that it's coming in, I think I've seen this less than 400 bucks online now. And that's either getting it from Banggood's, AliExpress. For the price, you're getting a very good car. And parts availability, now that it's been out for quite some time, it's pretty much readily available through those countries. I've even seen the tires on Amazon. So the parts are there, guys. The parts are there. Actually, I bought a set of the tires from Amazon for the rally car. So that's just to tell you the parts are there for this car. If I had to choose out of the three, which one would I go with? For me, as I said, I'm a touring guy, so I'm gonna go with the Model GT. But if any one of the ones, as I mentioned before, if you're looking for hooning, you're looking for power slides, you're gonna want the EX07. And if you're looking for speed runs and all those aftermarket support, you're gonna wanna go with the Felony. But hopefully, guys, the comparison videos that I have on all three cars that I've posted up recently and this overview video gives you a better idea as to what you wanna go with, which one is better for you. But we're gonna leave it here. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok for the latest updates to the channel. This is Ready Set RC, signing out. Thanks again, guys.